Dawn brings the morning. I am Beric Dayne, and this is the story of my family. My house is ancient. We are among the earliest of the first men in these lands, crossing the arm of Dorne before the children of the forest used their magic to destroy it. Our family have always been proud warriors, for what has a man without his skill with sword? In the early days, we forged a kingdom where we still rule. My ancestor saw a great shooting star fall from the heavens. Riding after it, he found it on an island, which is now our family's home, Starfall. The meteor held in its heart a metal without equal, which could be worked like steel. With this dawn was forged a great sword beyond beauty and without equal in strength, perhaps even greater than Valyrian steel itself. The kingdom of the Torrentine, whose borders spread out far into the deserts of the east and the mountains of the north, was forged soon after, where we ruled for generations. The one day, the great Queen Nymeria made war on the kingdoms of Dorne, forcing the great King Voyan to bend the knee and go to the wall. The Sword of the Morning is a title given to those who wield the blade Dawn, be they sons of our kings or lords, or a distant family member. For to wield such a great weapon, one must be worthy. I do not carry this blade, to my shame, but my son Arthur does in my stead. Sworn in the service of King Aerys, he holds the honor of a Kingsguard and is known the world over as a warrior without equal. Even as a child, that boy had talent and a resolve beyond belief. Arthur is not my firstborn, rather that is Ulrich. I love him, but know he lacks much honor. His cruelty is something I just cannot understand. With Robert's rebellion declared, I must decide our future. We value honor and have sworn oaths. But I would be lying if I did not say I understand why Jon Arryn has risen up. The king has descended far too into madness, and the murder of the Starks was unacceptable. But if I do raise my banner for rebellion, I am surrounded by loyalists, and with my son as a Kingsguard, the Mad King could well have him burned, or worse, and our family's sworn dawn taken. This is the first part of a House Dayne roleplay series. We'll make our son our marshal. He'll need a wife too. He's 25. We will wait probably for the war to continue until we choose who we're going to betroth our son to. Obviously, betrothing our heir is a hugely big political decision. Same with our daughter Ashara. They're both unbetrothed, unmarried. We're the type of guy who would be loyal of our liege, but we're also not the dumbest. Our diplomatic skill is significant, so we know we kind of want to see how the war plays out before we start to betroth and make decisions. They're above our domain limit too. We could give it to another member of our family, but that would cause problems down the line, and we know that. We're smart enough, we'd understand that. Just because it will be interesting down the line, I'm gonna grant it to, who's his father? We'll grant it to our brother, Alistair Dayne. This guy, Geralt Darkstar, is very interesting, and he's super... There is some stuff I think believe it in the books about him, so we'll grant it to our brother. We'll give away Dawnbrink. We'll give it to a random noble, who is Lord Allard. Given we're very diplomatic based, I think we definitely go for the father. The King Aerys has around 118,000 soldiers. Robert Baratheon and the rebels have a little bit more at around 120,000. Given attrition and given time, they'll quickly disappear though. The army of Mace Tyrell was just defeated in the Stormlands by Robert Baratheon. That's huge. They're gonna siege out John Cunnington as well. He was the only lord, or one of the few lords in the Stormlands who actually declared for Aerys. We're gonna only declare if the Martells get seriously involved. They're going north. They're kind of getting close to the capital, really. There's the army of the king. Honorable, just, and trusting. We're gonna summon our troops, and we will heed the call and fulfill our oaths and sail to meet up with the king's army. All right, we will travel with our son. We'll get them to meet up with Lord Dorne. I guess in this timeline, Dorne is going to fight very aggressively with the king. Robert has gone to, I think that's Goldtown, isn't it? Yeah, Goldtown. They declared for the king. They're the only disloyal faction in the Vale. House Arryn, House Stark, and House Baratheon have all linked up there. We're going to attach our army to Dorne's army. So we're going to march with Sunspear. We'll build apiaries, beekeeping, and honey. Good for exports. Let's name a captain of our guard. We'll name our brother, Lord Alistair. They sieged out a bunch of Storm's End and they're heading north. Oh, we're gonna get a battle here. The rebels are entirely stuck. We may get a battle here. How are the forces looking? Still very even. They're headed towards the armies of the rebels. This is gonna be a battle. Here we go. Oh boy. What are they doing? They're gonna go siege? Take the fucking battle. There it is. Oh fuck, they didn't reinforce in time. This doesn't look good. Here comes the last of the reinforcements. It's about even. Oh man. Lord Tydos is leading for the king. The Blackfish is leading for the rebels, and they are starting to lose. I think our brother was just killed. Oh no, he was captured. A lot of dead knights. This is a huge battle. We were imprisoned. We have lost the war led by Prince Viserys. Robert has won. Ooh. How the Aerys must have been killed. It'll be known far and wide from Westros to Essos, the lands beyond, that the Mad King Aerys has perished. King's Landing has fallen, taking the ruling Targaryen dynasty with it. Oh shit, yeah, Jaime killed him in the capital during the fucking battle. So what would have happened then is that during this battle, which was ongoing up in the north, which was basically the equivalent of the Battle of the Trident, except it was in the Crownslands, is obviously Jaime slew him when he was going to light the city on fire. And during the middle of the battle, news got there of what happened. And the forces of the king's loyalists, such as us, surrendered and were put in chains. Basically, our whole family's in prison right now. Or at least our generation is. So Renly is in charge in Stormlands, of course. They did that historically. Arthur has been murdered. Oh, the seven who are one. How could you do this to Arthur? If I have sinned, why not punish me instead? Alright, so he did get killed then. Alright, we're gonna pay the ransom and leave prison. 100 gold. So we're currently traveling back on the King's Road towards Starfall after being held in prison in the capital, only to learn that our second son, I'm sure our favorite son, has been killed while defending son of Rhaegar Targaryen, I should say. No, Rhaegar's dead. King Robert killed him in that battle, so he did die. Eddard died in that battle as well. Jesus, that was a slaughter. He's dead, Lyanna's dead, Brandon's dead. Benjen's obviously at the wall, so Widrin is now Lord Paramount of the North. He's 1 year old. Wow. Well, the political climate of Westeros shifted dramatically, and it's much different than the books and the show now already. So at this point, I think for us, Lord Beric would obviously be in mourning. He's a good man. He's an honorable just man. So the death of his son would be a tragedy. We obviously have our two daughters left and our son, so we'll take a period here to grieve properly for the death of Arthur. And when we're done with that, we need to go about securing marriages, both for our son and heir and for our daughter Ashara Dayne. So unlike in the books, she didn't commit suicide, so that's good. And with a new king, Robert, we're gonna go back to our old ways, which is administration and fighting with the Blackmonts. So obviously, Lord Beric's not a very ambitious man at all. So for him, we won't do anything really radical. We'll be pretty honorable. We'll just work on obviously our kids, getting our dynasty to grow, work more with Prince Dorne, and remain loyal and honorable. And we do actually have an extra holding as well. Where the hell is it? Broken Elbow. We'll give it to just a member of our culture. That will be Lord Adamar. And we have Dawn now. Obviously, will it let us wield it? You have to have is Sword of the Morning. So maybe there's an event if we have like a high prowess heir or something like that. We're working on the apiaries there. In the lighthouse, let's build up the trading harbor. We'll focus just purely on administration. Let's also reappoint our brother as the head of our household guard. Well, given all the stress and the death of our son, let's go hunting. Let's invite our son. We'll reconnect with him a little bit, even though he's an absolute fucking asshole, Beric Dayne. A fearless homosexual villain. Surely out of the writing room from Game of Thrones right there. We need to start thinking about who we might marry our son to. Now, given the situation, we need a political alliance. Probably one of the other houses in Dorne, I'd say. I mean, marrying into, obviously, the Martells is always prestigious. We've done it before. She'd be a really good choice. The Illyrians are one of the larger noble families in Dorne. They're close to the capital, too, I think, right? Yes. Influential family, large holdings. But we'll go ahead and betroth them. Almodus Illyrian to our son Ulrich Dayne, giving us further connections with another house in Dorne. And then our daughter Ashara Dayne. She's a much tougher one. She's beautiful, so she's well known for her beauty. We're not a dumbass. We know what this is. So we'd be able to leverage her into a really powerful marriage, potentially. We could betroth, no, marry Ashara to Sir Montfort Valerian. But given we were loyal to the king, so we'd probably hold on to that loyalty to a degree. Out of these options, I think the one we would certainly choose here is a betrothal to Montfort Valerian, the heir to House Valerian and Driftmark. And we have an alliance now with Driftmark, Lord Lucerys of Driftmark. My daughter-in-law, Almodus, has given birth to a daughter. Our son actually had a kid. Our gay son managed to actually impregnate his wife. Wonderful. What should we name her? It's a daughter. Ariane is a good name. We'll go with that. You're hereby invited to a grand tourney in Riverrun. We are absolutely going to go to that. We're going to travel to Riverrun. We need to get back into the graces of, obviously, the court and into the rebels, who we did not fight with, so this is a good opportunity to do that. When at last I reach the tourney grounds, I spare a moment to take in the sights and sounds. It seems that all and sundry of the realm's nobility have calmed their pennants and banners fluttering in the breeze, their shields and heraldry proudly displayed. There's glory to be won here. The blast of a trumpet proclaims the imminent start of the qualification rounds. I spread my mount towards the list. We're really bad militarily, but our prowess is good. Greetings, my charming vassal. Said that any knight can take another knight, man as knight. I've noticed that you are not yet a knight. I would be happy to right this wrong and grant you knighthood from Lord Dorne. Wow, he did us an honor for this. We will become formally knighted by our liege. During the tourney in Riverrun too. That's a high honor. We'd like him a lot more for that. My courage and training have seen me through the preliminary rounds, and I take my place among the more poisoned warriors of the realm. The herald announces the next tilt. Lord Beric and Prince Oberyn take their place in the list. The roar of the crowd is tinged with excitement, anticipation, and an unmistakable touch of bloodlust. Fuck, we have to fight goddamn Oberyn? Who's thunder down the list? I take aim at my opponent, but I am slower in the mark. The weight of a mountain slams into my chest, shattering my vision into 1,000 fragmentary shards. The impact is far too much to withstand. I feel the wind as I hurtle from through the air, only for a second impact to crush the air out of my lungs, and that knocks us out. Prince Oberyn has prevailed against us and will advance to the next round. Shields have been shaken, lances splintered, and good men unhorsed, all to sift the wheat from the chaff of the unassembled warriors. Of all the knights and free riders who entered, only Lord Courtenay, interesting name, remains unconquered, and we will return home of our son back to Starfall. We did well. I mean, we made it to the later rounds, so, you know, we did a good job. To be defeated by Oberyn would be, if anything, more prestigious. We need a guardian for our daughter. We'll do it ourselves. For our granddaughter, we'll give her a diplomatic education. We'll intercede and begin to directly give her some tutelage. Let's go ahead and hold a grand tourney. Let's hold a tournament of such grandeur as to be remembered for centuries, said the Masterson Ravens. The lords and champions of the realm have arrived, ready to test their mettle in the lists. 100 shields hang in 100 pavilions, and heraldry of houses great and small on proud display. Any warrior with a lance and a horse may enter, but only the most skilled will advance to the later jousts. The preliminary rounds have ended, and many brave competitors are left licking their wounds. The tourney grounds are abuzz with anticipation as spectators lay their wagers and competitors make their boast. Our brother is currently fighting with Lord Allard. What the fuck? Oh no. Our brother is currently fighting with a religious zealous in Dawnbrink. We gave him his territories too, but he became extreme. Our brother should have the troops to win this though. Yes, he does. Oh no, he died! Gerald Dayne died. Oh fuck. That's sad. He's such a cool character. Lord Franklin and Lord Franklin enter the list and ready themselves for the next tilt. Their mounts paw the ground, eager to charge. From my seat of the eye honor, I watched Lord Franklin triumph over Lord Franklin. The victor will advance to the next round. Not confusing at all. Ulrich and Lord Ulrich. Ulrich? What is with these names? Enter the list and ready themselves for the next tilt. It's our son. Oh, good. Our son is fighting against Lord Ulrich Uller. We'll place it better on our son. It'd be rude if we didn't. By seat of high honor, I watched Ulrich triumph over Lord Ulrich. The victor will advance to the next round. Wonderful! Our son has won and moved on. If he doesn't make it to the final rounds, he'll be a bit of an embarrassment, to be honest. And we won some money on him too. Next, you will have to fight Lord Franklin, the old hawk, who is much better than him. We love our son. We love him dearly. He's a good lad. A little sadistic, to be honest, but who isn't in this world? I don't think we're gonna bet on him this time, though. Lord Franklin is a pretty good fighter, and we don't need to completely drain the treasury for our son, so we'll We'll wish him the best of luck. From the seat of high honor, I watched Lord Franklin triumph over Ulrich. Oh well, our son has been knocked out of the lists, but he did himself good honor and proceeded very far. The final joust is contested and stands erupt in raucous cheers at its conclusion, with Lord Franklin emerging the victor. My tourney has been a glorious affair, and while Lord Franklin's name will doubtless echo in the minds of small folk and nobles alike, my name too will perhaps linger in their memories.